I wasn't calling you. Go away. So this is the first time filming with the new set of shelves. What do you think? It's not very space efficient, but I think it's pretty. I did nothing this spring break. I'm exhausted. I was sick. I was tired. I didn't sleep well. And I took a vacation from work purposely so I can get a break and did not. But you guys don't care about that. So let's start off first with what was going on in March, and then I will do a March wrap up. And then I have an announcement for April. So in the month of March, sadly, I have 6 books on my Goodreads shelf for March of 2017. Just 6, and there weren't even 6 that I finished. Firstly, the end of February, beginning of March, I read the Wrath and the Dawn duology. The Rose and the Dagger I finished in March, so that one is on my March shelf. These books I'm really not gonna get into too much. I'm gonna discuss these discuss these lovelies in April for a specific reason, and I will tell you that here in a moment. Then, because I love this duology so much and I am a sucker for retellings, I read The Star-Touched Queen, or attempted to. I got 70% through it and then just hit a wall for some reason. I figured maybe it was because I just really wanted to be reading something else, or maybe it was not the same type of story really as this one is. It wasn't what I was expecting. It's not a bad book by any means. For some reason, March is just a really bad reading month for me. I really can't describe why. I don't know why I'm holding up this one. Wrong book. I really can't describe why I didn't finish it. I think maybe I was just disappointed because it wasn't what I was expecting. Really, let's be honest, I was kind of just really wanting a third book in the Wrath and the Dawn series. So, yes, I'm basically hitting a restart button for the month of April, and I'll finish it for April. This book, I have been dying for it to come out for like a year. This is Silence Fallen by Patricia Briggs. It is book 10 in the Mercy Thompson series. Now, whenever I bring up my favorite authors, favorite series, Patricia Briggs comes up, or she should. This is my favorite urban fantasy series, which is tied along with the Kate Daniels series by Alona Andrews. I don't know how much I want to get into this too, because I want to do a separate book talk. I won't get into it. I'll do a discussion, because I really love this book. She already was writing notes. I just have to go through it again and finish my notes. Then this is where the downward spiral started. Written in Red by Anne Bishop. So this book, and it's all plasticky because it's a library, so I believe, yeah, it used to be a library book. At any rate, this book I loved it. And you can see kind of over here, after I read this book, I immediately bought the next 3. Yeah, the next 3 in the series. This book is wonderful. I am a sucker for urban fantasy, especially ones that take unique twists on things like shifters, werewolves, vampires, all that kind of thing. This book, the world is totally different. Meg Corbin, the main character, is a Cassandra Sang, which basically means she's a blood prophet. When her skin is cut and she bleeds, she sees visions of the future. In this world, the vampires, the werewolves, the shifters, all of that, the Terra Indigene, they are the original Earth natives, and then humans came second. So the most commonly in fantasy and fiction, we see the shifters usually live in their own communities. The humans have kind of corralled them, or they made them be registered or licensed or whatever, or they're in hiding. This book is the other way around. The others, which is what they're called, are basically running everything, and the humans have to toe the line. It is a really good book. It was also the first book that I read for the Read-A-Rama readathon, which turned out to be a big fail because I only read 2 books. books. This is what messed me up, because I read this book first, and so I had no desire to read anything else until I read the second one. So trying to read anything else was like just staring at paint dry. It wasn't that they were bad books, it was just I didn't want to read them. I wanted to go straight to this, which is why TBRs screw me so badly, because I get so interested in reading, you know, what's next and what I just got done reading, that if that's not what's on my TBR, I'm just not going to want to read it. So that being said, the second book that I attempted to read for my Read-A-Rama Readathon was Daughter of the Forest by Juliette Marillier. This is a very, very beautiful, beautiful book. It is a retelling or respin or rehashing of occultic mythology surrounding swans. And you can see that's how far, freaking page 58 is how far I got in it. And that basically was the entire rest of the week, because I read Written and Read in like a day, and then the entire rest of the week of Read-A-Rama Readathon, I was trying to get through this. And the problem too with that is that I was distracted, and then I got sick, and then, you know, I was in the middle of midterms right before spring break, and I just had no focus. And this is the kind of book that you cannot read like when you're drowsy. You can't just skim through it. You have to pay attention, because it's so beautifully written that you cannot miss anything in this book. So yeah. But even though it is on my March list, it is not finished. It is going back in the April pile. And then lastly, Murder of Crows by Anne Bishop. So the reason I stopped Daughter of the Forest page 58 is because I knew I was not going to be right until I got into the sequel for Written and Read. So I picked up this book instead. Still did not finish it in time for Read-A-Rama. Still did not finish it for the month of March. I will though. I will finish it before March is up, because I am on 222 out of, I believe, 369. That's my little bookmarky thing. I can finish this today if I get my life together. I work 3:30 to midnight today, so you probably hash it out at work. And that, unfortunately, sadly, is all for the month of March. So there were 3 books that I have not finished yet, and 3 books that I did. For me, that's really bad. In the month of January, I read 16 friggin' books. Okay, but anyway, so on to the announcement. I am a sucker for alliteration and themes. I just love them. Don't we all, though? To get me more excited and motivated about doing this when I feel badly, because even though I'm excited, lately I've been feeling like crap. But this idea I thought was so fun that I just had to make a video, even though I'm probably in here looking like shiitake mushrooms. From here forth, April will be April Rain, Riesling, and retellings. So I have my jumbo glass of wine here. If it looks a little odd, that's because this is a 750 milliliter glass. It holds the whole bottle. Yeah, buddy. I'm going to sit here with my wine and discuss with you guys all of my retellings that I'm going to read in the month of April. So this is a TBR / announcement of a theme kind of a deal that I'm going to do for the month of April. So firstly, what I'm going to do is finish The Star-Touched Queen, because it is a retelling of Hades and Persephone. It's kind of cheating because I didn't read the whole thing, but I'm going to do a book talk on it as well. I'm going to attempt to do a talk for all of these damn books that I'm reading for April. I'm really, I'm going to be good this month. I promise, guys. Secondly, I am going to complete Daughter of the Forest, because it is also a retelling, and it is so beautiful. Like, I will kick myself if I don't finish this book. I can already tell, though, that it is going to kick me square in the feels. It already is kicking me in the feels, and I'm not even, like, into the gritty of the book yet. We have, now these are no particular order, they're just, I've yanked them off of random spots in my bookshelf. Spindle by Shauna Slater, which is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty. And I believe this one is modern day. And I'm just going to read you really quick the first paragraph of the synopsis on the back of this book, because that it's better than what I could summarize. Briar Rose knows her life will never be a fairy tale. She's raising her siblings on her own. Her wages at the spinning mill have been cut, and the boy she thought she had a future with has eyes for someone else. Most days it feels like her best friend, Henry Prince, is the only one in her corner. Though with his endless flirty jokes, how can she ever take him seriously? Okay, I gotta read you the rest of it. When a mysterious peddler offers her a magic spindle that could make her more money, sneaking it into the mill seems worth the risk. But then one by one, her fellow spinner girls come down with a mysterious sleeping sickness, and Briar is not immune. If Briar wants to save the girls and herself, she'll have to start believing in fairy tales and in the power of a princess kiss. It sounds a little cheesy, like especially the last couple of sentences, but it's a retelling. It's gonna be a little cheesy. Well, maybe not, because The Wrath of the Dawn wasn't. But, you know, fairy tale retellings, most of them are just a little bit of cheese. I like some cheese with my books. I do. The main thing is that I'm hoping that this book will be for me what I hoped Cinder would have been, but it was an epic fail. If you have not seen my book review for Cinder, it was epically bad. It was like my first ever video, but I will link it down below. But I just did not like it for a multitude of legitimate reasons that I talked about in the video. The video was just bad because it was all fuzzy, and my hair was like the same color as my face because it was pre-green. I was bleaching it. Just bad. Anyway, so yes, Spindle. We have The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Corey. Now this book I am super excited for because Aladdin is one of my favorite tales ever. Like basically all of the Arabian tales I'm a sucker for, which is why I loved The Wrath of the Dawn so much. I have always been a sucker for mythology anyway, but then, you know, 1001 Nights, I have like 2 copies of it up there somewhere that I'm still working my way through, but like all of the old movies, the TV shows, the mini series, I have seen anyone I could get my hands on since I was a child that was basically a retelling of 1001 Nights. There was one, I think, that was done by the people who did The 10th Kingdom. If you ever watched that, it was like a mini series. It's kind of like Once Upon a Time-ish. It was super fucking cheesy. It was like 10 episodes, but I loved it. And now you said that, I have to go see if I can find that DVD because I want to watch it. But at any rate, there was one that was 1001 Nights-ish also that had genies and jinns and all that fun stuff in it. So I've always loved that kind of thing. It just goes into all type of mythology that you'll hear me say repeatedly I am a fucking sap for. So this one, Aladdin especially, is one of my favorites. Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie, and it's just, oh gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait. And I have not even read the summary for this book. I'm not going to tell you what it's about until I read it because I want to go into it a little bit blind. All I needed to know was that it's an Aladdin retelling, and I'm like, okay, good enough. Then we have Fairest by Gail Carson Levine. Gail is a lovely, lovely woman who wrote Ella Enchanted, which is one of my favorite books ever in life. I've read that book probably 8 times. I may read, actually, you know what, I'm going to add that to the list too. So Ella Enchanted, I do not have my physical copy with me, so I will get a Kindle version, and then I will read this as well. Now Ella Enchanted, some of you may have seen the movie. That was an epic fail. The movie made the entire book seem like way more cheesy and corny, and that was a very, very beautiful book. Like there was nothing corny or cheesy about that book. It was brilliant, and that movie just fucking took a huge dump all over it. But at any rate, Ella Enchanted was a Cinderella retelling in which Ella was given this gift by the fairy Lucinda at birth, and the gift was to be obedient. Now, since Lucinda's gifts tend to be rather literal, everyone present at the time was horrified and was like, "Dear God, lady, what's wrong with you? Please don't do this to my kid. Lucinda, take it away." And she would not. So unfortunately, after Ella's mom dies, she, as the story goes, ends up, living with her stepmother, stepsisters, but she has to be obedient, and I believe her stepsisters find out about it fairly quickly, and they end up using her as a slave because she cannot say no. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. I loved it. I'm going to read it again, actually, and include that in my month of retellings. Now this one I have not read yet. I've read a couple of other books by her that were in this world, but not Fairest. So Fairest is set in the same world as Ella Enchanted, but obviously it is a Snow White retelling. Aza is... Go away, Tai Tai. Aza is not the... Come on, baby, move. Aza is... Shoot. Aza is not the fairest of them all. She doesn't even like to look into mirrors, but she has the most gorgeous voice in the land. And that is what, you know, the evil queen wants to take advantage of, or is jealous of, not of her beautiful face, her looks, her gorgeous voice. And lastly, this one, which does not look very fairy tale-ish, but looks awesome, Hood by Stephen R. Lawhead, or maybe it's Stephen. I think it's Stephen. Stephen R. Lawhead. I'm not gonna lie, I picked it up because first of all, it looked like a Robin Hood. It looked like a Robin Hood retelling. I don't know why I held that up. Like you could see that from back here, but you can see there's the arrow on the front and the forest. It flat out says in the back, for centuries, the legend of Robin Hood, blah blah blah. Now this retelling. But in this one, Bran is being hunted by Norman invaders. Now that caught my attention because as you may have heard, or you can't really see because they're like up over there in the corner, I read a crap ton of historic romances, and one of the favorite, you know, little tropes is that the characters are from two different countries or lands, or they're like Normans and Saxons, or English and Scottish, or whatever. So I saw Norman and I was like, I'm in there. Yes, please give it. Bran, who is royalty and abandoned his father's kingdom, is being hunted by Norman invaders. He then, on the run, has to find a way to survive in the forest, and we're pretty sure we know how that tale more or less goes. But also what intrigued me about this book, that it says it's steeped in Celtic mythology. And again, me and my mythology, this mythology and fairy tale retelling. Yep, I like it. So those are the books that I intend to read in April. I will also include The Wrath and the Dawn and The Star-Touched Queen. Even though I read them already, I'm going to do book talks about these books. That is a lot, but I am going to do it. No, I'm going to do it. Yes. That is my goal. That's my plan for the month of April, ladies and gents. If there are any gents here. Are there any gents here? Tell me about that. But at any rate, that's my plan for the month of April. I'm really excited about it because I have an excuse to read nothing but fairy tale retellings and mythology. I'm okay with that. I like it. So from thus here on out, every April, that is what I'm going to do. April Rain, Riesling, and retellings. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Oh, before I forget, please, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Comment, have you read any of these books? What did you think about them? Do you have any suggestions for my April month of retellings? Comment down below and tell me what you think I should read for the month of April. Also, you can find me, I will link them here at the end of this video and down below, on Instagram, Goodreads, and Twitter. You can find me on Instagram, Goodreads, and Twitter. Pinterest, if anybody's interested in that, all my dorky shit, let me know. I'll have my website up. I'm running again, my blog, maybe, eventually. But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching.